Saul Griffith, Electrify, and Optimist's Playbook for our clean energy future. Are you ready for a journey into the electrifying future of clean energy? Dive into the summary of Saul Griffith's Electrify, an Optimist's Playbook for our clean energy future, and discover how we can take radical action to combat global warming and decarbonize our world. The book highlights the urgency of immediate, sweeping changes, and provides insights into successful large-scale transformations from our history. Learn how to embrace electrification, renewable energy sources, storage solutions, and the positive contribution of individual choices to create a more sustainable and brighter future for all.
The urgency of climate action. The consequences of global warming are dire, and immediate action is necessary to prevent them. A rise in global temperature of only 2°C/3.6 F will result in rising water levels, flash floods, wildfires, droughts, and the extinction of many animal species. To limit temperature rise, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change emphasizes the need for immediate and unprecedented changes, including negative emissions technologies that can remove CO2 from the atmosphere. However, these technologies are not cost-effective and widely available. The only option left is endgame decarbonization. This means never producing or purchasing machines or technologies that rely on burning fossil fuels ever again. To achieve this, humanity must replace every machine, power plant, and appliance that runs on fossil fuels with a decarbonized equivalent. It is a call for a 100% adoption rate. The urgency of the situation is now greater than ever because, starting in 2021, people must reduce emissions by about 10% per year. In contrast, if people had started in 2000, the emissions could have been reduced by 4% per year. Time is running out, and the future of the planet is at stake. The power of history in solving the climate crisis. The daunting task of averting climate disaster can be achieved by using tools from history. The success of past large-scale efforts such as John Muir's petition, government programs after the Great Depression, and the United States' industrial capabilities during World War II and space race serve as inspiration and a blueprint. The creation of national parks, bird sanctuaries, and wildlife refuges demonstrates the impact of one person's advocacy. The United States' transformation from having only 1,700 military aircraft to having millions of weapons in just 3 years during World War II highlights the power of industries and governments to drive significant change. The investment of $150 billion in today's dollars over 10 years to put a man on the moon underscores the potential of science agencies in solving problems. In comparison, current spending on energy and climate technologies is only at around $3 billion. By taking inspiration from past challenges, it is possible to find solutions and tools to combat the climate crisis. Energy crisis solution. The energy crisis of the 1970s arose from an oil shortage. The United States reacted by focusing on demand, encouraging the use of efficient energy. However, for total electrification, demand and supply should come into play, relying on cleaner sources. Every sector must examine how zero-carbon energy sources will fulfill energy needs. Remarkably, the U.S. government's energy consumption fuels military operations worldwide, while half of residential energy goes to heating. Transportation and industry are the heaviest consumers, with data centers and storing digital assets increasing in industry. Highway travel uses 10 times more energy than air travel. Additionally, fossil fuel transportation is an energy-intensive enterprise. Energy efficiency revolution. Fossil fuels inefficiency is the key issue in generating electricity, with machines using only 20% to 60%. Introduction of no measures other than electrification can lead to a reduction of over half energy usage. Renewable energy operates more efficiently via fewer conversions with solar panels. A shift towards fully electrified transportation could save up to 15% of energy. Moving away from fossil fuels would not only reduce the cost of their transportation but also benefit buildings and manufacturing facilities. Overall, incorporating these solutions could lead to a significant reduction in energy consumption, without compromising convenience. Electrifying everything, the path to carbon-free energy. The move towards a fully electrified society demands an increase in electricity production, which can be met with carbon-free sources such as solar, wind, and nuclear. However, nuclear energy has its challenges. It's non-renewable and requires a lot of water for cooling its power plants. Despite this, nuclear power can still play a role in this process. Fortunately, there are no physical or technological limitations to using renewables entirely. Solar and wind require land, but only a small portion of the U.S. land area is required to power the entire country using solar. Ultimately, electrification of everything is possible with the right energy mix. Renewable energy storage and behavior change. To shift to fully renewable energy sources, energy storage and behavior change are crucial. The traditional use of batteries is not enough, and anything that stores energy, from fridges to cars, can serve as a potential battery. Mechanical batteries, biofuels, and electrifying more things can assist with daily or seasonal variations in demand. An ideal electrical network is one where people's vehicles and appliances form aspects of the larger infrastructure. Behavioral changes, such as setting timers for pool pumps or hot water heaters, can help balance demand. A larger grid with better transmission infrastructure results in less supply variation. The goal is a decentralized electrical network where everyone is a supply and a demand, a load shifter, and a battery. Achieving a zero-carbon future. Embracing personal infrastructure as part of a shared infrastructure. To achieve a zero-carbon future, individuals must adopt sustainable practices such as zero-carbon transportation, solar panels, electric heat pumps, energy-efficient appliances, battery storage, and advocacy for renewable energy use. It is also crucial to reduce the consumption of meat and embrace personal infrastructure as part of a shared, large-scale infrastructure. The government should provide financing options through low-interest climate loans, enabling universal accessibility to these investments. By connecting personal infrastructure into the national grid, governments can balance supply and reap the benefits of a sustainable future. Fundamentally rethinking infrastructure is essential in creating a world where responsible actions are integrated into daily life. Overcoming regulatory barriers to foster a carbon-free future. Regulatory barriers hinder efforts towards eliminating carbon emissions. In Australia, the government levies a high import and luxury vehicle tax, making electric vehicles, EVs, expensive. In contrast, Norway incentivizes the production of affordable EVs, resulting in 60% of new cars sold being electric. Similarly, solar costs $1 per W in Australia and 3 times more in the United States due to regulatory factors, permissions, and political opposition. Fossil fuel subsidies also pose a challenge. The U.S. allows the oil industry to claim tax deductions for the oil still in the ground. Additionally, utility companies do not pay private households for the electricity they feed into the grid. To foster a carbon-free future, these small regulatory barriers need addressing. Sustainability through durable products. The carbon footprint of a product depends on its energy source and lifetime usage. Lengthening the lifespan of products makes them more sustainable and reduces overall energy usage. For instance, cars emit almost half of their carbon emissions during production. Cement production is responsible for 8% of worldwide emissions, with half occurring during production. While recyclable, glass demands high energy production. The decarbonization of industries, particularly through renewable energy, relies heavily on recycled rare earth materials. Governments should invest in alternatives to rare materials and widely used plastics.
After exploring Electrify, an Optimist's playbook for our clean energy future, you're now equipped with the knowledge needed to understand the immense power of electrification, renewable energy, and the vital role individuals and governments play in averting climate disaster. By synthesizing past successes, we can be inspired by the possibilities of large-scale transformations. Discover the potential of wind and solar energy, the importance of rethinking industry, and uncover the small, yet significant, changes you can implement in your daily life. Use this newfound wisdom to advocate for a cleaner, more sustainable future, and embrace your part in creating a zero-carbon world.